Okay, here we go. Xena, the Warrior Princess for the PlayStation 2. This is worst game on the technical level that I have ever played on the PlayStation 2 platform. And no animated company logos there. This might be because this is on the CD and they wanted to save some space. More likely, however, it is that they wanted to draw as little attention as possible because this game is very, very unprofessional. And yes, I have previous saves. I had to do some test runs in order for this video to go smoothly. So that, for example, I won't get stuck on one place for half an hour, which would not be very enjoyable viewing experience. I should note that I am playing this on actual PlayStation 2 console, so every bug is a result of bad programming and not some emulation screw-up.
Behold.
Hurry!
Jesus, that is face for the radio, not for the TV or the video game adaptation of TV series. And that was the introduction to this game, and in an honest way it really doesn't set the hopes of this game being a good very high. Okay, little pan here, and then we get the chance to test our controls.
I'm not leaving here without her.
And those with the better headphones probably heard that they didn't even get a clean sample for that scream. Okay, so you have your heavy attacks and your other heavy attacks. You can jump. And your camera tries to run away, so let's force it back to its original position there. And you have this wonderful upskirt shot, which is the most devastating move of the game. And then there is also these sword attacks. And you can also use the chakra, which controls horribly, making it almost completely useless. As a bonus and to keep things classy as possible, we will actually keep a count how many enemies die between the legs of Xena during this look at the game. So yes, you can collect these hearts that act as lives, and when you die you will respawn in the last activated checkpoint. If you don't have any lives left, then you're sent to the dungeon, and in there you have to navigate this rather simple maze. It takes like a minute to get out of there, and then you spawn atop of a sewer crate near the checkpoint. So in essence you have infinity lives. So yes, you have this lock-on system. You can press the R1 button. Okay, there was the first crotch kill. Yes, you can press the R1 button to lock on the enemies, which is very useful because the combat is so clunky that hitting your opponent otherwise is just too damn hard. Now I'm going to take that health pickup, which isn't celery and apple, it is, according to the manual, herbs. The best weapon in the game is the vase. It kills most enemies just with one hit. But like everything in this game, it is pretty unpredictable. So sometimes it takes vase and a few hits, most of the time just the vase. And there is collectible Ball of Zeus, or whatever it is called. They seem like insignificant, but later in the game you encounter these doors that you have to get through. But in order to get past those doors you have to have collected a certain amount of these collectibles. So you can really screw yourself over if you don't collect these early in the game. And those blue balls replenish your magic meter in your sword. And yes, I died there. That will happen quite often in this game, mainly because the controls are so clunky. I could press the R2 button to block, but in my opinion it is just better to attack. So, are you impressed by the game so far? Oh, come on. Come here, sucker. Okay, we are like 4 or 5 minutes into the game and it starts to feel really repetitive. And that is not a good sign in a game. And another case of muffin overdose. Or maybe roast beef. Who knows? Not me. I never lost control. Now let's see, in my test play I missed it. No, there it is. And we better get used to this push a button and then follow the camera pan thing, because it will happen quite often. Little bit about the structure of the game. According to the manual, this game is 7 levels long. And based on my test play, where I played through the first 2 levels, I would say that this game is no longer than 2 hours. There is this time mechanic in this game. As you previously saw, Gabriella was in this dungeon. And that dungeon was filling with water. And that water fills in real time. So you have this finite time span where you have to save her. Now let's go get this last guy here. Here is one of the hardest things that you will have to do in this game, and that is to jump on this thing. It shouldn't be hard, but it is goddamn annoyingly impossible almost. And okay, we have a bug here where I seem to be... Wait a minute. Okay, there I am. Yes! This actually has happened to me before. It is easier to trigger this bug than it is to use that switch without triggering this bug. Let's see if we can manage to press that button and get to that area in the way we are supposed to. And let's see. Oh, almost. Okay, yes. We managed to push the button, and that is quite something. And boy, that is one long pan there. I don't know why it has to be that long, but I guess you need all that detail to know where you're going. And a good tip here is to run forward and against the wall at the same time and then jump. If you try to do a normal jump, you will overshot it and have to do it all over again. And these losers again. Nothing special here. Let's see if we get... No, we didn't get another crotch attack. Okay, what is going on here? Yes, we are pushing invisible box to somewhere. Yes, we are still doing that, and now we are sliding around. Quality programming right here. Okay, let's hope that this time it will work. Come on. Oh, thank God it wasn't stuck in the wall. And... okay, little trouble here. Yes, yes. Sometimes when you push a button, she just yells and does nothing else. Xena! Bravo! Oh, that is actually a useful item. Because we are on a time limit and Gabriella can drown, that item actually lowers the water level, which gives us more time. And yes, screw those platforms. I can take little damage. If it means that it shortens my playtime, I'm all for it. And another one down. How exciting. And oh, that was a sort of new attack. Okay, I believe that was a crotch shot there. And let's... okay. Let's try that again. Yes, jumping might be a problem because for some reason I don't seem to reach that platform. I should be able to jump there, but let's try this chakaram or whatever it is called. And isn't that great? And this useless checkpoint has been activated, so I have to do some backtracking here. Yes.
Xena!
And now, for some reason, I am able to jump. Oh, yes, this again. Well, actually, maybe this time I will take this buggy shortcut and attack these guys. I hope they don't pull any of that Matrix shit that they pulled last time I was fighting them, when I did the test run. They were disappearing and reappearing in quite an odd fashion, which made the fighting quite hard. And oh yes, we get to do the same puzzle as we did on the other side, but this time in reverse. How terribly exciting. Really shows the imagination of the creators of this fine product. 5 out of 5 stars, highly recommended. Game of the month. Oh, just get in there. And let's just take the shortcut because... Oh, I almost died there. Oh well. And that, thank God, is the end of the level, but wait, there is more. 6 more levels, to be precise. And oh! In this level I have to push those buttons to open doors. Well, isn't that a change? So, let's see. Oh, she's doing fine, but we are going to save because I have no plans of ever playing that level again. Okay.
Xena!
Okay, let's see what's behind this door. Oh wait, there's a guy there. Let's see. Oh no, it was behind me. Actually, how did he get here? Well, okay, I don't care that much. And these 2 identical brothers. I have to kill them, of course. And another door. Repetition is key to fun. At least according to people who made this game. Oh boy, stairs and more doors. I am really hoping that, or I'm wishing that I would be watching Xena the TV series instead of playing this. It was actually a quite a decent show for its time. It had that really hooky B-movie feel to it. It definitely was not Game of Thrones or in that ballpark, but it was enjoyable. Lucy Lawless was hot, and since watching Spartacus I can say that she is still hot. Probably. I don't know actually how old the Spartacus series is. Another one of these axe guys. And more block pushing, nice. Oh, you can just feel the excitement in the air, can't you? This is actually one of those moments that made me decide to do a test run and record the run after that, mainly because I was stuck here for quite a long time. It wasn't really clear that you have to throw your chakram to that switch back there. I thought that you had to throw it to where those archers are. And I was stuck here for 15 minutes or so. And that would have been more boring than this is, so imagine that. So I decided to record this whole thing again. I don't know if a blind run would have more comedic value, but at least this won't be as painful because it won't last as long. Yes, they turn blue before they die. Like we all do. Yes, the sweet death that will release us from all of this. It seems that it's easier to push these blocks if you do that kind of tapping the triangle button instead of holding it like you're supposed to. And now I can jump across the fire. I wonder how Gabriela is doing. She's fine. And come on. Okay, that's one way to push it, I guess. And it seems I can walk over those. No? Oh yes, now I remember. I was able to do that on the test run also. There's this bug, surprise, that if you fall, you can walk over these obstacles for like 20 seconds or something like that. I don't know how that works, but yeah, apparently you can do that. This game really makes me wonder about... Oh, a project there. Wonder about the quality of games. Because back in the PlayStation 2 days, it was quite often that you could encounter these really crappy games, as it was in the PlayStation 1 era, but during the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 era, I think that the quality of games went really up noticeably. And I think that there really hasn't been technically bad game that I haven't encountered. Sure, there have been bad games, but they were not horrible games like the ones in the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era. I guess the budgets went so high that you really couldn't afford to make a really bad game like Xena the Warrior Princess. Let's see how things go with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Hopefully the trend continues that even the worst games on those consoles will be somewhat decent. Okay, up here we will encounter one of those doors that require the Ball of Zeus collectibles. So, oh, and there was another death by the Angry Beaver. Yes, and here we find a valuable item that actually will be quite useful. And that is our bubble shield. It will block enemy damage and should block some environmental damage as well, including fall damage. And I say should because sometimes it does that, sometimes it doesn't. So like everything in this game, it is a little bit buggy, but it will definitely block most enemy attacks. And yes, another death by the crutch. And whoa, yes. I like those fast little steps that she takes when she's holding the vase. And no, you cannot destroy the vases by hitting them with swords. You have to throw them. It's the only way to destroy them. And same old deal with every enemy. They really should have some variety. Like maybe one guy could take a little bit more hits or something like that, but no, that would take effort And whoever made this game either was in a hurry or was very lazy. I believe that this was a quick cash grab and there probably wasn't a whole lot of time to make this game. And that was bullshit. I was killed by the flames and now I was able to walk past them with ease. So once again the bugginess of this game shows itself. And come here, you coward. You're gonna die anyways. And yes, this is final button for this level, I believe. Let's have a look. Yes. And next we have a green level. Ooh, that will be amazing. And of course, I am just kidding. It won't be amazing. It will be same old thing that it has been to this point. But at least we get different textures. Oh, and lucky me, I have to find more switches to push in order to get past one more gate. If this game lacks something, it is something called variety. And yes, I believe that we should probably look on Gabriel, who is okay, so that means that it is okay to save. Okay. The audio cut there, but yes, game is still running. Fantastic. There is no easy way out.
Xena!
I really hate those scrolls that pop up the message. Mainly because you have to press the X button again to get rid of them. And usually when you get the message you are in a point where you really don't want to push the X button. And there are times when they are right before a pit. So if you go to the pit and think that you are gonna jump over it, and you press the X button but you hit the scroll, it only erases the message and your character will fall to its death. So fantastic gameplay design there. And since we have the bubble, the enemies are even less of a problem than they were before. So we have even less challenge in this game right now.
Xena!
And again, please don't run away. Oh yes. That's one to the counter there. And 3 more of those to go. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Look at those graphics. Don't tell me that they didn't put any effort into this. Oh man, that scenery. Just splendid. Actually, I should rip those sounds from this CD and see how clean they are. Because I think that they are directly ripped from the TV series and are not that high quality, so They almost sound like they are VHS rips or something like that. Oh yes, I believe we are closing in at the number 10 soon, so... We'll have a drink when we get there.
Xena!
Xena! Oh, she's still alive. Her boots are getting wet. Get here. Let me stab you. Oh yes! Take that. I hope that was just a sort of graphical bug that it actually doesn't mean that one of those gates closed when I was opening another one. And here is one of those pits that I was talking about earlier, where you could actually fall to your death thanks to that message that says, "Be careful of the pits." Okay, come here. Oh yes. Smell that. And let's see if we have something useful there. Oh yes, one of those. I guess I should pick it up because if I die, they will save some time.
Xena!
Could you find another sample for that? For variety's sake? Oh, who am I kidding? Not in this game. And yes, it is nice that those magic balls are useful now. Since our bubble consumes our magic meter, we can replenish it by collecting those blue orbs that enemies drop when they die. Okay, that is something new. I have not seen that weapon before, so we will have to be careful with those guys because that sounded quite dangerous. But thankfully our bubble protects us against those type of attacks. Yes, come at me, bro. Okay, by the way, these are also doors that are locked by the balls of Zeus. If you don't have enough of them, you cannot get into these towers and you cannot progress in the game. I actually don't know if it's possible to backtrack at all, so if you didn't collect enough of those in the previous level, you actually might be stuck. So pro tips for all of those millions of people who are planning to play Xena the Warrior Princess on the PlayStation 2. And unfortunately, this probably only came out in Europe. So all of you people in Japan or America, you are really missing out on something special. But thankfully, thanks to the magic of internet, you can experience a part of it. Okay, I was saying that this guy has a shield and actually requires a different kind of tactic to defeat him, but that isn't the case. You just do what you did with every other enemy in this game, and sometimes you hit jumps, sometimes you don't. And I will collect that one in case we encounter more of those doors that require collectibles. And goddamn, I hate those pop-up messages. And this is pretty lame maze, mainly because it has these very long corridors, and that only means that it takes more time to get through it. It is simple enough not to get lost in it. This is actually my first time playing through this. I did not test run this maze. I only tested, okay, another crotch kill there. In my test run I only went far enough to the first tower and see what that was about, and then I said, fuck this, I'm not playing this anymore for the sake of playing. If I play any more of this, it has to be for a recording, and that was a right move. I just hope that I don't encounter any technical difficulties after this point. And okay, that jump potion ran out there, so we'll leave whatever item was there alone. And yes, let me guess, we are blocked by another door here somewhere. Better check on the Gabriella. Oh, water is up to her knees. Let's save. And I believe that is as far as I go today. Because my mind cannot handle any more of the awesomeness that is Xena the Warrior Princess for the PlayStation 2. Probably the best game ever made. Better than chess, better than Game of Death, the Bruce Lee movie. And yes, my brain is slowly dying, so I will lose ability to speak in a few moments, so goodbye. Check the part 2. It will be a whole lot better. I guarantee the graphics will improve. The gameplay will be faster, more furious, and the commentary will be sexier. It will be snappier, there will be a comedic wizardry going on. And all of that. It will be 110 times better. No guarantees.